Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to explore a very interesting and often overlooked coin, the Australia 10 cents coin from 1981, especially in very fine condition. If you're a coin collector, or even just curious about old coins lying around in your collection, this video is going to give you valuable insights. Let's start with a bit of history. The Australian 10 cents coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia shifted to decimal currency. Since then, it has remained one of the most consistent coins in circulation. The 1981 issue is part of that long-running series, and while it may seem common at first glance, its value depends heavily on its condition and collector interest. Coins from this era represent a time when minting quality was still quite reliable, making well-preserved pieces attractive to collectors today. The 1981 Australian 10 cent coin features the famous lyrebird on the reverse side, a beautiful bird native to Australia, known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. This design was created by Stuart Devlin, and it has become iconic in Australian coinage. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which reflects Australia's connection to the British monarchy at the time. The coin carries a classic and elegant look that collectors truly appreciate. Moving on to composition, the coin is made of cupronickel, which is a blend of and. This combination gives the coin durability and a silver-like appearance. It weighs about 5.65 grams and has a diameter of approximately 23.6 millimeters. Because of this strong composition, many coins from 1981 have survived in decent condition, but finding one in very fine condition still holds special value. Now let's understand what very fine condition actually means. A coin in very fine condition shows moderate wear but still retains clear details. The major features like the lyrebird's feathers and the queen's portrait are still visible, although some finer details may be slightly worn. The coin will not look brand new, but it still has strong visual appeal. This condition is quite popular among collectors because it balances affordability with quality. Talking about collector demand, the 1981 Australian 10 cent coin is not considered extremely rare, but it definitely has a steady demand. Many collectors aim to complete full-date sets of Australian decimal coins, and the 1981 issue is an essential part of that collection. Demand increases when the coin is in better condition, especially if it has minimal scratches, good shine, and no major damage. Collectors also appreciate coins that have been well preserved over the years, making very fine examples desirable. Now, let's get to the part everyone is waiting for: the current market value. In today's market, a 1981 Australian 10 cents coin in very fine condition generally ranges between around $1,050,000 to $175,000 US. The price can vary depending on the coin's exact condition, its eye appeal, and where it is being sold. If the coin is closer to extremely fine condition or has exceptional preservation, it may fetch a slightly higher price. While it may not seem like a huge amount, for collectors, the real value lies in completing collections and owning well-maintained pieces of history. Let's also share some helpful tips for collectors. If you have this coin, always store it properly in a coin holder or album to prevent further wear. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can reduce its value significantly. Try to keep your coins in a dry environment to prevent tarnishing. When buying or selling, always compare prices from different sources to get a fair idea of its market value. And most importantly, enjoy the process of collecting. Every coin has a story to tell. As we come to the conclusion, it's clear that the Australia 10 cents 1981 coin in very fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it holds a meaningful place in the world of coin collecting. Its historical background, durable composition, and steady collector demand make it a valuable addition to any collection. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, coins like this remind us that even small denominations can carry great significance. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting coin stories. See you in the next video! Next up, today we are going to explore an interesting and collectible coin from Australia. the 10-cent coin from the year 1978, especially in very fine condition, and we'll also talk about its current market value in dollars. If you are a coin collector or just curious about old coins, this video is going to be very helpful and exciting for you. Let's start with the history of this coin. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia shifted to decimal currency. By 1978, this coin was already well established in everyday circulation. The design on the reverse side features a beautiful lyrebird, one of Australia's most unique and fascinating birds, known for its ability to mimic sounds. On the obverse side, you will find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was common on Australian coins of that era. The 1978 coin represents a time when coins were still widely used in daily life, making it both historically meaningful and nostalgic for collectors. Now let's talk about the condition, which plays a very important role in determining the value of any coin. A coin described as very fine means it has been circulated but still retains a good amount of detail. You can clearly see the main features, like the lyrebird's feathers and the queen's portrait, although there will be some wear on the high points. It is not a brand new coin, but it still looks attractive and collectible. Many collectors actually prefer coins in very fine condition because they show real history while still maintaining their beauty. Moving on to the background and composition of this coin, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a mix of. This gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin weighs around and has a reeded edge, which means it has small grooves around the edge. This composition has remained consistent for Australian 10-cent coins over the years, making it a reliable and sturdy piece of currency that lasts for decades. Now let's discuss collector demand, which is a key factor in determining the value of any coin. The 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is not considered extremely rare, as it was produced in large numbers. However, there is still steady demand among beginner collectors and those who are trying to complete a full-date set of Australian decimal coins. Coins in better condition, such as very fine or higher, tend to attract more interest. While it may not be a rare treasure, it still holds a special place in collections due to its age, design, and historical significance. Coming to the most important part, the current market value. As of today, a 1978 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition typically has a market value of around $1,040,000 to $148,000 US. In some cases, if the coin has better eye appeal or is closer to extremely fine condition, it might sell for slightly more. However, most average very fine examples follow within this range. It's important to remember that prices can vary depending on the market, the buyer, and where you sell or buy the coin. Now let's talk about some helpful tips for collectors. Always check the condition of your coin carefully, because even small differences in wear can affect the value. Try to store your coins in a safe and dry place, preferably in coin holders or albums, to protect them from damage. It's also a good idea to learn about grading standards so you can better understand what very fine or extremely fine really means. And most importantly, collect coins that you enjoy, because the real value of coin collecting is the passion and knowledge you gain over time. Finally, let's wrap it up. The 1978 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it is still a valuable and interesting piece of history. With a modest market value of a few dollars, it is a great coin for beginners and experienced collectors alike. It represents Australia's decimal currency era, features a beautiful design, and continues to be appreciated by collectors around the world. Next up, today we're diving into something small in size, but surprisingly interesting in value, the Australia 10-cent coin from the year 2005, especially in very fine condition. If you're someone who loves coins, collecting, or just curious about hidden value in everyday currency, then this video is definitely for you. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the story, features, demand, and current market value of this beautiful coin. The Australian 10-cent coin has been part of the country's decimal currency system since 1966, when Australia shifted from pounds and shillings to dollars and cents. By 2005, this coin had already built a strong reputation as a reliable and commonly circulated piece of currency. Now, when we talk about a 2005 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition, we're referring to a coin that has been used in circulation but still retains a good amount of its original detail. You can still clearly see the important design elements, although there may be some light wear on the higher points. It's not brand new, but it's definitely well-preserved and attractive to collectors. What makes this condition interesting is that it strikes a balance between affordability and collectability. It's not too rare, but it's also not heavily worn, which keeps it desirable. The Australian 10-cent coin is made from a material called cupronickel, which is a blend of copper and nickel. Specifically, it contains about this composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and also makes it quite durable. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find one of the most iconic Australian designs, the lyrebird. This bird is famous for its incredible ability to mimic sounds, and its elegant tail feathers are beautifully captured in the coin's design. It's a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife and natural beauty. On the obverse side, you'll see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as Australia is part of the Commonwealth. The portrait used on the 2005 coin reflects the updated effigy that was current at the time. The coin has a reeded edge and a standard weight and diameter, making it easily recognizable and consistent with other coins in the series. Now let's talk about collector demand. The 2005 Australian 10-cent coin is not considered rare in general circulation because millions were minted. However, demand still exists, especially for coins that are in better condition, like very fine or higher. Collectors often look for coins that are part of a complete date set, and that's where this coin becomes important. Even though it's common, every collector needs one to complete their collection, and they prefer examples that are clean and well-pressed. Another factor that drives demand is condition. A heavily worn coin might not attract much attention, but a very fine coin stands out because it still shows clear details. That visual appeal increases its desirability. So while it may not be a rare treasure, it definitely holds steady interest in the collector community. Let's move on to the part everyone is curious about: the current market value. A 2005 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition generally has a modest value. In today's market, it is usually worth around $1.20, 0 to 50,000 Australian dollars. That's slightly above. It's mainly because of its collectible condition rather than rarity. However, it's important to understand that value can vary depending on factors like eye appeal, exact condition, and where you sell it. If the coin looks particularly clean or sharp for a very fine grade, it might fetch a bit more from the right buyer. While it may not make you rich, it's still a valuable addition to any collection and a great example of how everyday coins can carry extra worth. If you're a collector or thinking about becoming one, there are a few positive tips to keep in mind when dealing with coins like this. Always try to store your coins properly to maintain their condition. Using coin holders or albums can protect them from scratches and environmental damage. It's also a good idea to learn how to grade coins, even at a basic level. Understanding the difference between fine, very fine, and uncirculated can help you make smarter buying and selling decisions. Another helpful tip is to keep an eye on the market. Prices can change over time, and sometimes even common coins gain interest due to trends or increased demand. Most importantly, enjoy the process. Coin collecting is not just about value, it's about history, art, and the joy of discovering something meaningful in small details. To wrap it all up, the Australia 10-cent coin from 2005 in very fine condition is a simple yet fascinating piece. It carries a rich history, a beautiful design, and a steady place in the world of coin collecting. Even though its market value may not be very high, its real worth lies in its role as part of a larger story. A story of currency, craftsmanship, and collecting passion. So next time you come across a small coin like this, take a closer look. You never know what story it might be holding. Next up, today we're diving into something small in size but big in interest. A 2010 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition, and most importantly, what its current market value looks like in dollars. If you're a coin enthusiast, a beginner collector, or just curious about the hidden value of everyday coins, this video is definitely for you. Let's explore the story, the details, and the value behind this fascinating piece of Australian currency. The Australian 10-cent coin has been part of the country's decimal currency system since 1966, when Australia transitioned from pounds to dollars. By the time the 2010 version was released, this coin was already a familiar part of daily life, used in countless transactions across the country. Now, when we talk about a coin being in very fine condition, it means the coin has been in circulation, but still retains a good amount of its original detail. You can still clearly see the main features, though there may be some moderate wear on the higher points of the design. It's not brand new, but it's far from worn out. This level of preservation is actually quite appealing to many collectors because it represents a balance between history and quality. The 2010 coin reflects a modern era of Australian minting, but even coins from recent decades can develop collector interest depending on their condition and availability. The Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a durable alloy consisting of. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and helps it resist corrosion and wear over time. On the reverse side, the coin features the iconic lyrebird, one of Australia's most unique and beautiful native birds. The design is elegant and detailed, symbolizing the country's rich wildlife heritage. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was standard on Australian coins during that period. The coin weighs approximately 5.65 grams and has a reeded edge, which not only adds to its design, but also historically helped prevent tampering. Overall, the craftsmanship of the coin reflects a high standard, even for everyday circulation pieces. Now let's talk about collector demand, which plays a huge role in determining value. Generally, the 2010 Australian 10-cent coin is not considered rare because millions were produced for everyday use. However, that doesn't mean it has no collectible value. Collectors often look for coins in better condition, and a very fine example can still attract interest, especially from those building complete year sets or focusing on Australian decimal coins. Demand can also increase if someone is collecting coins from a specific year, or if they're interested in coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Another important factor is that many collectors enjoy coins that show some circulation history while still maintaining clear details. That's exactly where a very fine condition coin stands out. It tells a story while still being visually appealing. So, what is the current market value of a 2010 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition? In general, this coin typically holds a value close to its, which is 10 cents Australian dollars. However, depending on the buyer and the platform where it's sold, it can sometimes reach around 1 cent, 40,000 to 70,000 Australian dollars. If the coin is particularly in appearance, with sharper details and less wear than usual for very fine condition, it might even attract slightly higher offers from collectors who appreciate quality pieces. It's important to understand that while this coin may not be highly valuable in monetary terms, its true worth lies in its collectability, its design, and its place in Australian currency history. If you're interested in collecting coins like this, there are some simple but powerful tips that can help you build a meaningful collection. Always pay attention to the condition of the coin, because even small differences in wear can affect value. Storing your coins properly in albums or protective holders can help preserve their quality over time. It's also a great idea to learn about mintages and variations, as sometimes small differences can make a coin more interesting or valuable. Staying connected with collector communities can give you insights into trends and demand. Most importantly, collect what you enjoy. Even coins with small monetary value can bring a lot of satisfaction and knowledge. To sum it all up, the 2010 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition may not be a rare treasure in terms of price, but it's definitely a valuable piece for collectors who appreciate history, design, and consistency. Every coin has a story, and this one represents a modern chapter of Australia's currency journey. Whether you're just starting out or adding to an existing collection, coins like this are a great way to stay connected to the world of numismatics. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin insights and value updates. Let me know in the comments if you have this coin or if you'd like me to review another one.